All right, let us speak to one of the big winners from UFC 258 this past Saturday in Las Vegas. After nearly 1,000 days away from competition, this man comes in and steals the show and steals our hearts at the same time with a third-round submission win over Maki Potolo on the main card. Let us say hello to the Cuban Missile Crisis himself, Julian Marquez. How are you, man?
Man, I'm feeling on top of the world, but you know, every time you do something great, have a great time, the next following day something happens. And like I was saying earlier, my car AC just went out, and yeah, so it's negative 18 degrees out here in Missouri, and I don't have heat, so I'm freezing.
Okay. Well, you probably miss Vegas right now, don't you?
Oh my gosh, we were out there, the sun was out, it was shiny, I was warm, I felt like I was getting a tan, and I come out here and I just went into Antarctica. That's what I feel like. I feel like there's be penguins around us.
Well, I mean, let's warm yourself up with some good memories, man, because it finally happened. You get back into the octagon for the first time since July of 2018. You overcame injuries, fights falling out the last minute, all sorts of hurdles, but you finally made that walk, got back in the win column. How does it all feel less than 48 hours later?
Man, it feels amazing. You know, I'm happy to be here. This is who I am. This is where I want to be. You know, I didn't have the greatest performance. I didn't get to showcase the skills that, you know, James Krause and Grant Dawson and everyone at Gloria has helped build during this time. You know, 31 months off definitely affected that. But, you know, we got the win, and everybody's talking about me now. Everybody knows this persona, this personality I have. Everybody loves me for being me, and it's amazing.
It's funny. James was actually on our preview show on Friday, and he was singing your praises, discussing like what you have brought to the team atmosphere at Glory, the excitement, you know, you brought to the table that the whole team had for you heading into this fight. So when you actually like arrive at the apex and you're finally making that walk to Heart of Glass, and you have this big smile on your face and you're dancing around, what is going through your mind in that moment?
Man, honestly, I can't recall. I just knew that I was singing Blondie's version. I was singing Miley Cyrus' version. We were pumped. We were excited. It's like, dude, it's time. It's here. You know, I had 2 fights prior falling off. Like, I hadn't made that walk in so long. And I'm just enjoying the moment and savoring the moment and just having fun, man.
One thing James told me while it was great to like have you on this card with the fight in the books, it was like equally as important that Maki Potolo was the opponent, because the man is a gamer and you guys just knew that he was going to show up and fight you. So you had to be confident seeing Maki's name on the other side of the contract, and it would take something of like epic proportions for this fight not to happen, right? Like your confidence must have been in a really good spot that you were definitely going to fight on Saturday.
Absolutely, man. Maki is a savage, dude. I fought the best version of Maki, and Maki showed the best version of himself at UFC 258. And honestly, dude, he looked like a savage. And knowing that he signed that contract, I was comfortable knowing that we were having a fight. We were going to both weigh in on weight. We're both going to weigh in on weight. We're both going to be there, and that's exactly what it was. It was. I respect him so much, man. I love the kid.
So you go through 10 minutes with him. He's keeping you on the mat. He's putting a lot of pressure on you. You're down 2 rounds, but heading into that third, Krause wasn't mincing words, was he? He obviously said something that flipped a switch in you. How pivotal was that 60 seconds between you and James heading into the third round? Like, how different did you feel after that conversation? Hey, speak of the devil. How are you, man?
What's up, bro?
Wow, man. It's amazing. You hear your name called, and there he is. What's going on?
We both have the same problem right now. Both of our heaters aren't working in the car. We're cold as shit.
Oh, that's so funny, man. Speak, and there he is. So, yeah. What was those 60 seconds like?
You speak of him, and he shall appear. Look, honestly, in that second to third round, in that middle, like, James just knew how to speak to me. James just knew how to encourage me and get me in there. Like, you know, he was yelling at me, and that's like, he knows that's how you have to talk to me. He was able to speak to that person inside that I've been waiting to like show out for 31 months. I'm waiting to like let loose. The guy that you saw in the Phil Haas fight, the guy that you saw in the previous fight, the guy that you saw in Darren Stewart fight, like he knew what to say to me. And honest to God, if you look at it and listen to it, I've never, ever said yes, sir, to James Krause. Like, I was a drill sergeant. Never. That's not how I've ever talked to him. And he's never really said, oh, Julian Marquez. Like, he would say, good job, Julian Marquez. Come on, Julian Marquez. Never talked to me. Like, we don't talk to each other like that. But in the fight, that animal instinct inside both of us, we're talking to each other. That was a different person in the octagon. That was a different coach when he brought out of him. They're just two different people that you don't get to see today. That's only in the fight, and he brought that out of me. So it got me that victory, and that's why he makes the big bucks. You know, like, I needed that. If he wasn't there, I wouldn't have gotten what I had. You know, I wouldn't have gotten that finish.
Yeah, definitely. It just speaks to how good of a coach he is. And you come out, like you said, you're a different animal. You blast him, you cinch in the anaconda choke, and he taps. The comeback is complete, man. You did it, man. Like, can you even put into words what that moment was like for you when he tapped out with less than a minute to go?
Man, I didn't even know it was less than a minute. I rewatched the fight last night, and I knew how the ending was, and I was legitimately like, I felt sick. I was like, damn, dude, I lost this fight. And then I got the submission. Like, I literally watched it as a fan in itself, and I went through the little emotions that everybody was going through that night. I can't put you to words right now how insane that was. How, like, you can't write a better comeback story than that, of 31 months off, going in there, getting your ass beat for 3 rounds, and then, you know, the last 43 seconds getting a submission win, a finish with a beautiful transition from a guillotine to an anaconda choke, and becoming the 18th person to ever perform an anaconda choke in the octagon. Following one of my teammates, Tim Elliott, who got an anaconda choke on his return after his ACL tear. Like, come on, man. It's a beautiful script.
Absolutely. And little did we know, Julian, that this is the beginning of your story, okay? What a story it was, but this is just the beginning, because throughout the week, you're singing the praises, I mean, pun completely intended, of Miley Cyrus, and after the win, you put your heart out there for everybody to see and witness. You wore it on your sleeve. You asked her to be your Valentine. The admiration tour continued into the press conference after the win. And before we get into what happened, can you explain this love you have for her? Like, what sort of triggered it? How long has this thing been going on?
Man, if you're a Miley fan, you know that you love her. You're either with her or you're not. And I've always loved her, man. Ever since I was growing up, her music's amazing. You know, we've partied to a lot of the music that we had, and it's just always just club bangers. They always put you in a good mood. You've never listened to a Miley song and hated it. 100%, you've never done that. And it's just, everyone knew it. Like, I can't explain like why I just kept growing to it. And I ended up getting concerts. Like, people would buy me tickets to her concert and give them to me as gifts. And like, I would go to all of her concerts and enjoy it. I loved it. And then when I announced Heart of Glass, like, I would walk out if she brought it to the streaming device. Everyone just kind of like was like, let's go, let's do it. Come on, you better walk out to it. And everybody just kind of piled up together. And I was like, all right, well, since all eyes are on me, let me shoot my shot. I'm going to take it. And it's been successful. You know what I mean? Miley knows who I am. Miley follows me. Miley's practically in love with me, and I'm with it.
Here's one of the coolest things about this whole situation is because people crap on the MMA community. It could be a very negative place, but everybody had your back in this, Julian. Like, everybody was tagging her after the fight. They wanted to see this story unfold and have a happy ending. And then it was like 4:30 in the morning Eastern time, Sunday morning on Valentine's Day. And she responds with the shave and MC into your chest here, and I'm yours. This was amazing to see. She gives you an opening. She responded to you, man. Like, this is massive stuff. Like, when you saw that, how pumped were you to see it?
Dude, it was amazing. I actually was asleep, and everybody was calling me, waking me up. I thought something happened, and which it did. And it's amazing. Like, you know, she messaged me back, and we're riding. You know what I mean? We're just riding together. That's it.
She comes through with that. The toughest group of people in sports is celebrating your success. This couldn't have gone any better. And then you respond to her, not with, you got it, Miley. I'm pulling out a razor and I'm going to shave these letters into the chest. No, you up the ante. You raise, you renegotiate, and you say, if you get a henna tattoo of Cuban missile crisis up your belly button, Tupac style, first off, when I saw that, are you a Seinfeld fan? Do you watch Seinfeld?
I've watched Seinfeld, yes.
So there's an episode where Kramer gets into a car accident because the woman is walking down the street with a bra on as a top, and he sues her, and he's about to win the case and win millions of dollars. And then his golf caddy tells him to try the bra on over her clothes, and it doesn't fit, and he loses the millions of dollars. This is what it kind of reminded me of, Julian. So one man to another, I cannot question your fighting skills because I'm not a fighter, and who am I to do so? But as someone who has played the wooing game and was successful at it, I feel like I have the right to ask you this question. What were you thinking? Why would you do this? Why would
I do this?
The mountain.
First and foremost, my friend, there's a lot more going on than you think, and you guys know. And I did that. It's working. It's a gentleman doesn't speak, Gentleman doesn't tell their secrets. I'm a gentleman. But I didn't blow my shot.
Okay. So when people are saying like, "Ah, man," and you're seeing all these like quote tweets like, "Oh man, why you do this?" You're just kind of like laughing in the background, being like, "Oh, if you only knew it was actually happening."
The difference between me and everybody else is I'm always going to be me, and I'm always going to be who I am, no matter what is in front of me, no matter who's in front of me, no matter what it is. And the thing is, I'm not going to change who I am for anybody else. I'm going to be me. And a lot of people love me, and a lot of people enjoy me. If I wasn't me, this call out for Miley on my Valentine's Day would never have happened. You know what I mean? That's me being normal. That's me being me. This is me, 100% me, if you know me. And the thing is that when I sat there, I know Miley loves Tupac. You know what I mean? I know Miley loves artists. I did that as a joke. I thought it was funny. It was great. And it went back. And the thing is it's Miley Cyrus. You know what I mean? Like, of course, everybody wants to sit there and say, I'll do this and do that. It's like, no, I'm going to give you my real personality. And she loved it. She loves me. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing is like everybody else will, if she tells you to do this, you're going to do that. And there's a lot of things, the MC is going to get shaved into my chest, but we're working on something real fun that we're going to announce here shortly that you guys are all going to love. And it just can't just happen like that. It's got to build itself up.
Really? So between you and her?
I got something working. Don't worry, buddy.
All right, fair enough. Okay, you don't have to get into specifics, but you and her have like had conversations, right? Like I don't know if you talked to the phone or anything, but you guys have met, like you guys have conversed since Saturday. We don't have to get into specifics.
Gentleman never tells.
Can we at least get a yes? Anything? Just a nod, a wink?
Just know you will have a big smile on your face.
Okay. Fair enough. Did you see Matt Brown was getting death threats because he said he doesn't find Miley to be the most attractive person?
He didn't say Miley wasn't attractive. He tweeted like, out of all the people, why'd you pick Miley? Like, what the fuck? He's about WTF. He didn't say anything. He's like, why? Like, he doesn't understand it. We're in a different era and everything like that. And I was like, I like what I like, but everybody else just went crazy on him, which is hilarious. But I understand, you know what I mean? Like, Miley fans are hardcore. As you see, they're pissed off at me for not doing what she said, but it's okay.
Stay tuned. Yeah. Stay tuned. Well, listen, outside of that, I mean, you got a lot of things going for you, man. You're coming off a sensational win on pay-per-view. 2021 is off to a very good start for you. From a competitive standpoint, how are you feeling physically coming out of it? Like, how is the body held up after your first fight in almost 3 years?
Well, since I'm in an ice box right now, everything I can't feel, so I'm good. All the swelling has gone down drastically. But no, man, I feel on top of the world. I definitely want to get back in there as soon as possible. But at this moment, my fight was not a perfect performance by no means. It didn't show a lot of good things. I made multiple mistakes. I had multiple opportunities to end the fight, but I just kept messing up after messing up. So I need a skill build, but if the right opportunity comes, it comes knocking at the door, I'm going to take it. And if it's, in 2 weeks, I'm going to take it. If it's in 3 months, I'll take it. But right now I need a skill build and build it up. I just spent the past 7-8 months in training camp for fights. Now it's time to let's build it up. We have the base, we have the platform. Let's do this smart. let's not ruin it and jump the gun and lose what we have.
So perfect world, if it was like up to you, if the UFC called you and said, hey, Julian, when do you want to come back and fight? When are you thinking?
Man, I'm healthy right now. We can fight next week if we need to, or we can fight when we have to. Like, the thing is that I'm in no rush at the moment, because I have to get the skill building. I have to get it all there. I wasn't happy with the performance. I'm satisfied with, I'm happy with what I did and how I did it, and having the transition and showing glimpses of greatness. But I wasn't happy. I got dominated. I lost all 3 rounds, literally. But it doesn't matter. No one checks the comment box. I got the finish. At the end of the day, I got the finish. I got the submission. Beautiful transition into Anaconda choke. But let's be real, man. I need to get better. I need to come out and perform like I should, look good like I should, because if I want to get up in the top 10, top 15, top 5, or champion, I need to make sure myself's better. And I'm not just going to jump in there with a crazy fight and then lose everything. Doesn't make sense to me.
Is there anybody, I mean, you don't care who you fight, like you'll fight anybody, but is there anybody that kind of stick out to you and be like, it would be fun, me fighting this person?
Fucking Jake Paul, let's go. I'll take that motherfucker on. Come on. You want some Jake Paul? Come and get you some.
What do you think of this whole thing with him and Ben and all of it?
I think it's amazing. I think it's great. It's entertainment. I love entertainment. Ben Askren, Jake Paul, April 17th. 2 guys going in there, 2 competitors. Well, 1 competitor, 1 YouTuber, good boxing. It's great. We're all talking about it. We all love it. I'm with it. I'll take winner.
It's my son's 8th birthday too. What a present.
Yeah, right?
Right. I do want to ask you about something real quick, because it was mentioned on this show and I haven't gotten your side of it. I'm sure you've heard all about it over the last several months. There was like a little rivalry brewing between your coach, James Krause, and Joaquin Buckley. And when I spoke with Joaquin after his win over Jordan Wright, he told me that the UFC had already approached him about fighting you in January and that you turned it down. Can you talk about what happened with that?
First and foremost, actually, I said that it would have been awesome to fight Joaquin. I was like, yeah, dude, he looks like a fun fight. And honestly, my style, his style would be fucking great for entertainment. I'm with it. I came to Glory 8 months ago, and I left Glory 6 years ago. So when I came there and I made that comment, they asked. I get a phone call from James. We had a conversation. That's his fight, man. They have legitimate beef. Nick Diaz, or they don't. If they have beef with someone, they don't send somebody from their team to go take on that beef. They handle it themselves. Jorge Masvidal, if you got beef with him, you talk crap on him, he'll pop you right there in front of your face. You know what I mean? And even if you're doing it on the internet. So me turning down that fight isn't because I don't want to fight him. It's because he picked a fight with James Krause, and that's the person who has rights. He has dibs on it right now. That's the person he has to go through. He's calling everybody else out, but it's James and him that have that beef, and I can't step in front of that. Seniority rules, you know what I mean? Like pecking order of the gym, like he's my coach. I have to respect his decision. I'm with it. If he wants to fight me, he has to fight James first. That's it. If he wants to fight anyone from the gym, he has to fight James first, because the call out wasn't anybody else but to James, right? And you can talk to James about it too. Like I'm not part of whatever they have. That's none of my business. That's not that. I just called that out because I thought it'd be a fun fight, and then I got brought into it, and it's like, hey, this is my fight, and I said, okay.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for explaining that. I didn't get your side of it, so I'm glad we were able to clear that up here. Last thing, man, I know you're dealing with a ton of stuff right now and you're freezing your ass off, but what do you want to say to all those people who have supported you along the way? Like, you've done a great job staying active in the community. You have the great podcast with Kendra Lust. Your personality continued to shine through all of these difficult times. And in this sport, when you go through these things, you find out who the real ones are in this journey. And it seems to me like you have a lot of real ones in your corner. So what do you want to say to those folks who have stood by you through all of this and continue to stand by you?
Man, I love you guys. I love every single one of you. Ballsy helped me out during this whole pandemic, a ball wash company that gives you like male products as well as like shampoo and everything. Ballsy, they've been with me from the start. They've been with me during the pandemic. They helped me out. They pushed me. My friend at a couple-cents.com, you know, he helped me out with investing and stuff to help keep my money financially stable during the time. None of these guys really did anything. They helped me because they believed in me. Kendra the same way. Like, I love everyone that's been rocking with me through the highs and the lows, you know, like it's so hard. It's so hard to say any like words and put it into actual words to express the true feelings that I have with everyone. Like, I don't want to say love so much because, you know, we say, like Marilyn Manson said, you say you love this, you say you love that, you say you love that. What value do you have on the word love? You know, it's true. Like, I love everybody, but like for them, like that's family. They're family. I'm just happy they stuck with me and motivated me and encouraged me to get to where I am right now.
Julian, congratulations. Well done, my man. It was an amazing moment to watch. I know you're not overly thrilled with the performance, but I got to say, I couldn't have been happy for you to get that win on Saturday after this journey. Amazing win. Continued success to you. Looking forward to the next one, and looking forward to see what you got planned with the love of your life, Miss Miley Cyrus. Enjoy the win, and we'll talk soon, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Mike.
Take care, man.